It's a party in Anchorage. How about apples that are those apples, huh?
Trump's going to kidnap him.
Yeah, what was that thing you were reading? He's hostage number one?
It was, yeah, the Russian media is saying Trump's going to commit an act of war and kidnap Putin.
So, now, I don't know if you guys know this. Do you know how many, because I told you, Ken, do you know how many visas the Russians asked for?
No.
400 visas.
Goodness.
200 on top of that, I guess, for like the entourage of quote-unquote journalists that came with him.
Right. So in other words, soldiers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. How many of them do you really think are like, oh, yes, I'm here for to make sure that everything's good. I'm, part of the delegation. It's like, what?
Yeah, I wonder if, like, Putin is going to have, like, if there are people who will actually open doors for him.
Oh, well, hell yeah.
I mean, he can't touch anything.
No. I was like, they got to shake hands, right?
I bet you they have tasters, too.
Oh, 100%. 100% they've got tasters. How could you not?
Yeah.
You look and you see all these dictators, and they don't vote in, really. In some cases they do, but you're never leaving, but it's always a sham vote.
Right.
And everybody around you is potentially your replacement and your murderer.
Exactly.
That's a hard no.
Yeah, man. I mean, what a life.
It's a horrible life.
Yes, it is.
I mean, it's like...
That's why Trump is having to have all these people killed that are his opponents.
I'm just... Because I think about, there's a great... God, what's the name of that movie? It is a movie about Uday and Kuse. And it came out probably 5-6 years ago, and it's a true story of a guy that looked like one of the brothers. And Saddam took him in and said, because they always had body doubles. And Saddam took him in, and he treated him like his son. But the reason that you're there is because they're worried that guy's going to get killed.
Yeah.
And they gave the guy, he didn't want to do it. And they gave the guy no choice. But with all of the horrible stuff, he got all the trappings too. I mean, Saddam turned over everything and just said, you're like my son, and you get all the stuff too. But it was, I mean, I don't know how, because when you are that kind of person like Putin, every handshake is potentially, because you do it to people.
Right.
Right? Like, what was it? What did they stick in that umbrella? Was it plutonium or whatever to get that guy?
I can't
Something
remember.
like that. I mean, it was something radioactive.
Yeah, and if you guys haven't heard the story, it was a British, I think he was, he had left, he was a big critic of Russia and Putin. He left, him and his daughter lived in England.
Yes.
And he was walking over the Thames, like in a busy day, just like anybody else would walk over it. Somebody, I guess, had an umbrella, and they stuck him with it. And inside of it, there was the poison, plutonium, and that's what happened.
Yeah. And who was the guy they got with the poison on the doorknob?
Oh, God, I remember that. Oh.
That's why Putin doesn't open doors.
Yeah. And what about, look at Kim Jong-un. He had his brother killed, and he duped those girls into pretending it was a game show.
Yeah.
No.
Well, how many family members has he executed inside the country?
Remember, was it his uncle who he tied to the cannon?
Oh.
Yeah, he is not a good dude.
Wasn't it a 50 cal?
Yeah. Some ridiculous thing.
But his uncle or his brother, he had murdered outside the country.
Yeah, that was the one where he did he was in, I think he was in Japan, and he got these girls to pretend like they were on a game show, and they had this stuff that was on this like napkins or something, and they put it around his face, joking with him, and it was like cyanide. And he ended up dying.
Wow.
That's a no, thank you.
That's movie stuff.
Yeah, that's movie stuff.
But it's real.
Yeah. And everybody that, we talk about the Clintons. The Clintons are amateur compared to these guys. I mean, and last year, the year before last, when Putin killed his biggest opponent in jail.
Oh, yeah, I forgot his name.
He died of appendicitis or whatever baloney they came up with.
I think he died of the same thing Epstein did.
Yeah. Yeah, super.
Yeah, that poor man.
Yeah.
That was a brave man.
I mean, we sit
Who,
here-
Epstein?
No, dude.
That guy that stood up to him.
Alexei something.
Navalny?
Yes.
Yes, Alexei Navalny. And they killed him. And I mean, you can go back and even look at stuff like what they did to Khashoggi, for God's sakes.
Oh, yes.
Which, by the way, when you find out what they really did, it's the thing of horror movies. Like embalming him while he's alive. And I mean, it's the worst thing. Don't mess with people like they keep their positions being hard men. You don't see too many of this, like, man, that dictator, he's pretty sweet, though, right? Like, the people love him. He's being cheered. He gives everybody days off. And I mean, no, you're a hard man because every day could be your last.
Yep.
So, we're going to talk a little bit about this. I mean, again, and it's not that I don't think, Trump is trying to temper people down because when I was talking about it on my other show today, people are like, no, you're not getting. He's playing like 8G, chess and stuff. I said, no, he's come out and said, look, I can't. My goal out of this meeting is to get those two in the same room, which I think would be fascinating. Having those two guys in the same room, everybody's wearing gloves. I mean, how could you? And to get to the point where they're going to actually talk about I think Trump would, the best thing today would be get out of there with a ceasefire.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well, and what he's calling it, like I think yesterday the term was setting the table.
Yes.
So in other words, we're not dinner's not ready yet. We're just setting the table.
We're setting the tables and going from there. But as I was explaining to Chris, is in their Constitution, you have to do a full referendum before they could cede land. And there's all this stuff in there about, and it's not like an overnight thing. He's got to take it to the people. He's got to pitch it to the people. And the people don't want to give up the land, but they want the war to stop. So, at some point, again, it's not your land. It's not. They've taken it from you, and you can't get it back.
Well, and, to your point, too, about that land that's been taken, I mean, how are those people going to vote? I mean, that there's just a bullet waiting for them.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, we could already tell how they're going to vote. They're going to vote, yes, they want to be annexed.
Yeah. That's a given.
Yeah.
And they don't want to be, but what other choice are they going to have?
I mean, some of them did.
They'll go to the ballot and they'll say, do you want this land annexed? And it'll just be one box to check that says yes.
That was the other thing I was reading about, like the polls over there. And the polls are like 70% of people want the war to end. But like the same amount don't want to give the land up. So it's damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Yeah, so many of them have died. I mean, this morning I was watching some news coverage of it on NBC. They were at a funeral for soldiers, and the relatives of these soldiers, they are not about giving anything up.
No,
because they've just lost everything.
Yeah. Well, not only have you lost everything, you got to think about this. You've spent the last umpteen years and months battling. You've probably lost family members. You no longer have a home.
Right.
Your business is probably destroyed. You've lost everything, and the Russians are going to gain all of this. And the questions are going to be like, okay, now what do we get back out of this? What is it? I mean, the thing that matters though is you've survived. At the end of the day, Ukraine is survived, and that's the thing that I've always said every day they survive as Ukraine as a sovereign nation is a win. And he's going to get the stuff he wants. And I'm sure they're also hashing out other stuff. Oh, Trump is in there wheeling and dealing too.
Oh, yeah.
They're probably talking for 2 minutes about the hey, you should probably stop fighting. Now let's get down to business. They got all kinds of minerals and I got all the rights to it.
Well, and that's why Scott Bessent is there. I mean, this is definitely going to be, they're definitely going to be talking money.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, possibly sanctions, but mineral deals and, things like that to try to persuade Putin, okay, all right, I'll stop killing him for a little while.
So I was going over today how sanctioned they are. Like North Korea has like 3,000 sanctions. Iran has like 5,000 sanctions. Syria has about the same.
Yeah.
20 plus thousand sanctions on Russia.
And they're still going.
And they're still going. Think about that. It doesn't. And then, even when Trump came out with that 50% tariff on India didn't even blink. They're not going to stop buying cheap energy. They need it.
Yeah.
They're just not. So it's it's going to be interesting. And this is not an easy. I've said by the end of summer they might get a deal done, and I think it'll be. I think it'll be one of those situations where they'll have an uneasy ceasefire, and they'll start it like in 4 days or whatever it is, and then try to get in the room together, and you go from there. But I just feel like Putin's going to continue to push because he has no reason to at all, because he knows nobody can stop him. The Europeans may give weapons and money, but they're not getting involved.
No,
we're not getting involved any more than we already have.
That's why Ukraine is not in NATO.
Yeah.
They are a buffer.
That's exactly it. Everybody was fine with them being a buffer. They didn't want to be a buffer without protection because they gave up their protection. So you're stuck literally between a rock and a hard place of Russia and Poland. So we shall see so much stuff to get there. We'll get some Finally Friday sounds. Conspiracy theories. I normally don't do them, but I got to be honest with you guys. I found this one fascinating. I've heard this before, and I thought, no way. And the guy's got a book out about it. And the whole thing is fascinating. The fact that I don't know how somebody goes from here to here in this, but we'll see. We'll see. It's going to be funny. We'll talk a little bit about that, a bunch of other stuff. Yes, we're going to get to Rush Week because Bell and I have been talking about like how crazy it is at Rush. On top of that, we're going to talk about the Minnesota Vikings.
Not Rush Limbaugh, but Rush as in sororities and fraternities.
No, as in just Geddy Lee. It's a whole day of Rush. No.
David Geddes.
David Geddes, he's so good. That guy's so awesome. And we're going to talk about the Minnesota Vikings, if you guys haven't heard about the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, no, what? Yeah. Dez's ears just perked up. He's a big Vikings fan.
Oh, Dez, you're going to love this. Woo!
Somebody just texted in, said massive explosion in Upper East Side Manhattan.
No way. Really? I'm not seeing anything anywhere.
I know there was a hazmat situation in New York earlier today. I wonder if that's related.
No, that's going to be interesting. Let's see what happens.
Upper Manhattan.
Always when we go on the air, something happens, guys.
Dude.
Always.
Every Friday.
Every Friday. Well, you know what? We'll have your Finally Friday sounds and find out if something really crazy is going on. Chad Bench Show, Super Talk 997. Bulwark Capital. I want to talk to you guys right now about protecting yourself when it comes to your financial life and livelihood. And why not get a second set of eyes on top of what's going on your investments? Whether it's your retirement, your 401k, you get one of these things, make it work. My friends over at Bulwark would love to talk to you. They're amazing. When I mean incredible, my buddy Zach this guy is so brilliant. And the way that they work as active managers is globally. They think big, and they do it because they have a plan, and they have a plan for you. They're going to check it out, right? Give you a second set of eyes, give you their opinion on stuff, see if there's any, uncover some hidden fees or some of that other stuff. It's, it's simple. It's no hard sell. It's just a smart thing. So call them today, 866-779-RISK, 866-779-RISK, or go to knowyourriskpodcast.com, K-N-O-W, yourriskpodcast.com for Bulwark Capital Management. Investment advisory service offered through Check Financial LLC and SEC registered investment advisor. Investment involved risk, not a guarantee past performance, not guarantee future results. Check 25217.
A little more reaction to what may or may not come from President Trump's summit with Vladimir Putin and the dangers of roadblocks coming from a Louisiana lawsuit. And we'll get a local perspective on that coming up at 12:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
All right, you guys ready? It's Friday. You know, it's funny. I had my mic on and I was quiet and then I turned it off, like thinking I turned it on. For every Friday we do this. We got our buddy George Jones. He comes in and he puts us all together. He does all the voices and everything. We look back at the chaos, the craziness, the week that was, because finally, kids, it's Friday. Oh, what a week. And they're on their way now. Trump en route to Alaska for summit with Putin. The Pooter. This is it, kids. Something big could happen. Something big might not happen. It's a feeling out process. I said today, think of it as boxing. And both of them know they can knock each other out. Those first 2 or 3 rounds, they're feeling it out, right? See how we do. So, and I'm sure we'll get some info from that. And yes, several of you have chimed in about the Minnesota Vikings. Sometimes, guys, you got to read the room. This was not the reading of the room I think the Vikings thought it was going to be. It wasn't. We're going to talk a little bit about that.
I got to see what this is.
Oh, let's just say they got some new cheerleaders, boys.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to explain the difference between stunt team and cheerleader as well. Don't know what that is. Just reach out to us across all of our social media. Talk about that. And yes, my Garth Brooks thing, the conspiracy that's out there. Somebody's written a book about it. I find it fascinating that anybody would even believe this to be true. Anybody would. But apparently some people do, and that's insane. If you're missing the show, shame on you. Grab the podcast. Chad Benz Show, Super Talk 997.
Shame.
12:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Looks like we're headed back to triple-digit temperatures. President Trump and Russian President Putin on their way to Alaska for the face-to-face meeting to discuss, among other topics, a possible ceasefire with Ukraine. Stephen Bucci with the Heritage Foundation tells WTN's Nashville's Morning News Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent will emphasize economic leverage on Putin.
Because there is so much content and it's so difficult to monitor. And there's, 40% of their users are under the age of 13. Of course, it's a place where predators have learned how to network and gather and groom children.
Despite some resilience, Russia faces significant economic challenges. These include declining energy revenues, inflation, labor shortages, difficulty sourcing essential components due to sanctions and export controls. Roblox is free to use and immensely popular with kids and teens who make up a big chunk of its more than 100 million monthly users. But Louisiana's Attorney General says Roblox prioritizes this growth in revenue over child safety and endangers kids and filed a lawsuit saying shut it down. Roblox says it has a zero-tolerance policy for the exploitation of minors and has not yet responded to the lawsuit. And we're watching the first named hurricane of the season, Erin.
Still expected to become a Category 3 hurricane, which is a major hurricane as it moves north of Puerto Rico. That's going to be happening over the weekend. So we are expecting some pretty rapid development in the coming days as it starts to move into warmer waters.
That's meteorologist Kenton Jawaki. And that's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
All right, guys. Speaking capital management, wants you to know there's some things in that one big, beautiful bill that is very big, by the way, but that can help you. Now, they're temporary, so you got to get on these things early. And those things are taxes. Oh, taxes. Well, this is about saving you money, and Beacon can help you with that. So, first and foremost, most of you don't know, you can temporarily deduct up to $10,000 in car loan interest, but only if the vehicle was assembled in the United States along with other restrictions. That's why I need Beacon, because you got to find out what those things are. Don't go doing that yourself. Next thing you know, you're like, uh-oh. On top of that, you don't like to iodinize? Don't worry. They got above-line charitable deduction, $1,000 for individuals, $2,000 for couples. Again, not everything's one size fits all, and some of these things do go away, so you got to make sure you take advantage of them while you can. And if you're old, 65, right? And this is really good. You're eligible for an additional deduction of the $6,000 for the phase-out. Although it's not a complete elimination tax on Social Security benefits, it does provide valuable tax planning relief and opportunities here for you to take advantage of this. Many of these things, though, they come and go. You got to know what the right thing is. That's why Beacon's there to help you. This is what I want you to do. You want to understand this? Take advantage of it. Call Beacon today. Get a free, personalized financial consultation. Go to beaconcm.com. That's beaconcm.com. Or call 615-488-9303, 615-488-9303. This is a paid advertisement. So they want to ban Roblox, huh?
The lawsuit filed in Louisiana. I don't know if it wants to if it's going to ban it, but the attorney general there says she thinks it should be shut down. But I'm not sure that the lawsuit does that.
Oh, maybe she should be Amish. We're going back to quarter games. That's it. Everybody's got to get quarter games. Why? Is it because there's predators? There's predators everywhere online. Do what I told, you know what? I tell the kids, just put on your handle, my dad's an FBI agent.
Or just keep your kids off of it.
There you go. But, it's like, you're 16. If you can't go on there and tell people that weird, it's so bizarre. It's like, I get it that everybody's worried. Also, pay attention to your kids. It's also a helper.
That's it, dude. My kids, I'm telling you, they were in hell with their phones and their mother and I. Because we check their phones constantly.
Yeah.
And that's just me.
No, I you know what? With our kids, we are like Charlie will play her games with her sister or brother. She'll go in there, and then the rest of the time she watches Bluey, and she has like these learning games that she plays. And she's got this other game. I don't know what it's so. She drags me into playing it, and it's just like she plays it online, but she doesn't. You can't play with anybody else, but it's like a whole city and stuff, and it's crazy. But the other kids, my kids are so boring. They are. You go look on their phone. There's nothing. Jack with 50 pictures and videos of himself doing wheelies. What'd you think of that?
Seriously, good wheelies, too.
Yeah. What'd you think of that, Dad? I'm thinking of posting that one. I'm like, you're a nerd.
My son almost made me cry a couple of weeks ago. He said, Dad, I'm off social media. He said, I just bought some books.
Nice.
My son has been reading books.
That's awesome.
17 years old.
Is 1980s?
How cool is that, though? You know what? You're going to find out that that's like the hip thing to do now.
Well, now I got to make sure these books haven't
did you
been
know?
banned.
Actually, you know what's interesting? That's the great way.
Hey, if vinyl can make a comeback, so can books.
Right? You want to watch porn and you don't want to find it on the internet? You buy the magazines. Hide them. His stuff is all clean. That's right, Mom. The number one thing that women find attractive is reading. A hobby-wise, is reading. Although I sent you something the other night that you said we should talk about. I told you guys I was watching weirdos do actual, lightsaber fights. And sure enough, they've got actual leagues where they lightsaber fight.
Yeah, man, that was great.
If you don't have the possibility of losing an arm, it's not a real lightsaber
Yeah, it's not
fight.
a real fight. Have you seen the guys that made the real ones?
No.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's...
So they could actually lose their arm.
They could lose... Yeah, you lose your life.
Now
It's
that's
a
different.
flame.
Yeah. So, no, they've got... One guy's got a real... I mean, it's crazy. I think it's like he's like one of those guys that works for like Elon.
Oh,
Because that's
yeah.
something Elon would be like, you know what? After the flamethrower, let's build a laser beam and then let's build this. And then we're going to go over there. We're going to dig to the bottom of the earth through Nashville. What's the endangered bug or something that they're going to
Uh-oh.
They're going to dig under the endangered bug.
Uh-oh, there's an endangered bug in play now?
That's what they said. Yeah. It doesn't matter where you are. The environmentalists will find the wee willy winky worm and make sure that they get the habitat and nobody will ever be able to do anything ever again.
The winky worm.
We found the wee willy winky worm. What's the that guy in Florida that fought for years to get his land? They wouldn't let him build on his land. He had all this acreage because somebody was driving by and a bird that was flying that's not even native there
Yeah.
landed and it was resting because he's like, I don't even know where I am. That's what the bird thought. And they went and they got an injunction where he could do nothing with his land because it now became protected.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so they took his land essentially, and he's been fighting for years with these people, and that's where the thing is shoot it, shovel it came from. If you think something's endangered, shoot it, shovel it, so nobody ever knows it was there.
See, that's the EPA doing God's work.
God's work, kids. God's work. Speaking of God's work, are you ready for it? Football.
Football.
It's back, and guess what? Super! So are the cheerleaders.
The Minnesota Vikings getting ready to tackle their rivals as the NFL season approaches. But the team, now playing defense after announcing 2 new members of its cheerleading squad, are men. Blaze and Louie earning spots after a rigorous audition process.
I went to a lot of Vikings games with my family, mainly my dad. Was definitely watching cheerleaders thinking like, I wish I could do that. Being that role model for other little kids who don't know that this is an option.
But the inclusion of the 2 men on the 35-person cheer roster has some calling to boycott the team, with replies to the Vikings Instagram post reading, "I'm not a Viking fan no more," and "I just lost all my respect for the Vikings."
If this is an issue for you, you really need to get out and find something else to complain about.
I've always thought I don't do boycotts. I don't do any of that stuff. I think it's ridiculous for the most part. But there's a stunt team and a cheerleaders, right? If you've gone to the games, those guys that throw the girls 30 feet in the air, and they're all ripped and yoked too, because they're all gymnastics guys.
Yeah.
Well,
Right?
how many college teams have guy cheerleaders?
Yeah. Well, and back in the day, they used to. But the stunt team, they also, my buddy who just got engaged the other day, he used to be my producer out in Arizona. He was a stunt team guy. And he goes, yeah, I could do like 20, round off back handstrings in a row. And I do all this stuff and he was ripped and yoked. And he would talk about, how athletic it is. And because I've never been that shape in my life. But it's not cheerleading. These guys are cheerleaders. They're in the outfits. They got the pom-poms. You got to read the room, guys.
Do they really?
Oh, yeah.
So,
it's not the stunt guys. They're thinner than the girls.
okay.
And he's like, oh, listen, my dad brought me here once, and I was like, oh, my God, I really like football because look at the cheerleaders. I didn't know I'd like football. I'm going to go with one of them's named Blaze.
Oh, no.
Across social media, far-right accounts latching on to the backlash, and even a former player blatantly hateful. Antonio Brown, currently wanted by police for attempted murder, which he denies, calling Blaze a homophobic slur. Plenty of others defending the cheerleaders, writing, "They were incredible and deserve their spot as a part of the squad." The Vikings telling NBC News, so far, no fans have canceled their season tickets, and writing, quote, "Male cheerleaders have been part of previous Vikings teams and have long been associated with collegiate and professional cheerleading."
Yes.
But not like that.
Not like that. Because when you see the guy, and everybody knows, you watch the football games, you throw that girl 30 feet in the air.
Yeah.
They're flyers and they're flying around. You see it on the weekends in college football. Nobody says anything. That's not they're pom-poms. Like, and then, they're that. They're that. So they're trying to pass it off like it's just like everybody else. It's not. It's not the same.
Man.
And I don't care. You could be, boycott for that. And God bless them. I hope they have a good time. And maybe they're fooling all of us because they get to go in the locker room with them. And afterwards, they're like, Blaze, check that out, man. She's hot. I think she digs me. And then they come over like, you guys, we're fine. Thank you for asking. I really like her.
They're going to have to. So, you know what's going on in the WNBA right now? You got morons throwing, sex toys out.
Sex toys, yeah.
They're going to have to look out for that at these games.
Oh,
now.
Totally.
I mean, these guys could be in danger.
They could be.
I've always felt bad for the cheerleading squads especially at the NFL, because at the end of the day, they're so marginalized and unimportant to the game that I just don't care about them.
Yeah,
if they never show up,
one cheerleading
changes
squad
nothing.
Is the only squad anybody in America cares about. Is the Dallas Cowboys. They're big enough. They have their own Netflix show.
Yeah,
they've got a.
Robin Williams joined them in full female costume one time.
Yeah, so that's it, right? And in basketball, the Laker girls were big. They had Paula Abdul. She was one. And
but if any of them vanish, it doesn't affect the game.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. My issue, again, is, and I don't have an issue. I don't care. I don't care if it's all, like you said, I don't care if it's an all male cheerleading team.
Yeah.
I feel bad because these guys are totally going to get blasted.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
And social media is the worst place in the history of the world for so much stuff. I was showing Belle before. So if you guys want to do this, you guys can. I think people are worried about the YouTube. They're like, I can't hear anybody. Tom Segura, who I love, the comic, and his wife, they have a Your Mom's House podcast. They go and they get, what's it called? They'll pull up videos of people just having a regular day, like explaining their day. Like, hey, how you do? This is me. I'm 29 years old and I'm a small business owner. And they go through their day and you go to the comments because that's the funny, horrible thing. Yeah. The things that people say are so awful about people.
Oh, yeah.
And then what's even worse is, what was one of them? Sending hate from Australia. That's all it says. 118,000 likes.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's just, but you got to also read the room. You know what I mean? And again, they're Yale leaders back in the day, they showed a picture of like George Bush, way back in the day, and, Yale and Harvard, and they all wore long outfits, and they had the big cone they scream out of. That's not the same thing.
No.
These are cheerleaders. Go look them up. They're straight. They're so cheerleader, it looks like they went to Central Casting and got the guys from Queer Eye from the
Queer Eye of
the straight guy, whatever it was. They do. And I thought, man, like you, Bill, I feel bad for them. And you're right about the security.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And they do make very little money. They do.
Yeah, how much do NFL cheerleaders make?
Not a lot. I know that the cowboy cheerleaders just got a raise, but a lot of that has to do with the fact that the Netflix show helped them.
Well, yeah.
But I think it used to be something stupid, like they make $50 a game.
Goodness.
Yeah, I mean.
And they had to pay for their own uniforms.
Yes. Well, and the whole thing is you get exposure, right? But it's like a full-time gig. You're dancing, you're doing that stuff, but you're supposed to get exposure. You're supposed to be able to go do signings and make money there.
$150 per game.
Yeah.
So are they hoping? Yeah, they're hoping for exposure, like you said.
Yes.
To land something else.
Yeah. That's kind
You
of
know how many radio
gig.
stations have come to me and said, if you can get your band to play for free, it'll be great exposure.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, they're trying to earn a living here.
Yeah, well, okay, play for free. That sounds great. Okay. Who is your band? Is it Metallica? Because they'll play for free at the Metallica show.
Yeah.
They're not going to play for free at a bar that you own that nobody goes to.
Right.
So, goodness me.
Brent says that Putin has arrived in Alaska.
Yes, he's very excited about it. He's been saying, he's like 2 minutes away, 1 minute, wheels down. He's on soil.
Taxiing.
Yeah.
What's Putin's plane called? I got to look that up.
The big killer.
Dictator 1.
Dictator 1. Flybird Fest. Flybird Fest. Fly the Bird Fest. Big time. Ha ha. I do wonder. Wonder what he's flying in.
Well, I guess it's just called the PU.
So the PU. That's it.
It's the Ilyushin 296-300 PU. Whatever that is.
And what kind of plane is it?
I don't know. I'm going to look it up here.
I would think he would be.
What is that? AI?
Old twin engine prop from McDonnell Douglas.
Oh, yeah. It's always one of those horrible airplanes they have over there, Aeroflot. We built it ourselves. Really? No, we went and got a Boeing or an Airbus. We're not flying around and something's going to fall apart.
Apparently, it's referred to as the Flying Kremlin.
Oh, there you go then.
The PU stands for Punkt Upravlenia.
Upravlenia. Yes, you said
Command post.
There you go.
That stands for command post.
Now you guys know something you didn't know. And the cheerleader thing was pretty weird, too. Coming up, more stuff on the way. Next hour, we're going to definitely do the Garth Brooks stuff because it's definitely worth it. And as we know now, as Brett has said, the Pooter is in America, Alaska, shall we say.
I wonder if he can see Russia.
Seward's Folly. Wonder if he can see Russia from my house. She was almost vice president. She had no chance, by the way. None of them had a chance. Oh, if you missed this show, shame. Grab the podcast. Chad Benson Show. Super Talk 997. All right, kids. Rough Greens, ruffgreens.com/Chad. Vitamins, minerals, probiotics, omega 369, all this awesome stuff inside of your dog's supplement that you're going to get from Rough Greens. And I'll tell you why. It's about energy. It's about energy levels. It's about your dog feeling better, getting more out of their life. That's what Rough Greens is all about. Just like we reach for something in the morning. Sometimes it's, I need an energy drink or a coffee or this, that, and the other. That's what Rough Greens provides for your dog. Just one scoop a day is going to change your dog's life in major ways. Now, it's a $20 value. You get it for free. I want you to try it for free. You just cover the cost of shipping. Here's the other great thing. Don't change a thing with your dog's food. You don't have to make them anything special. You have to do anything special. Just a scoop in the morning and watch what happens. They'll love the taste. You'll love what it does for them. RU, ffgreens.com/Chad, roughgreens.com/Chad.
Davidson County District Attorney Glenn Funk cleared in an ethics complaint. We'll tell you about it coming up at 1 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
See, the fair is open. You guys are wondering where you could get a 17-pound deep-fried piece of cheese with mayonnaise on it, also deep-fried, and Twinkies. It's nice. It's nice. I like that.
Fried Twinkies.
Fair food is something else, isn't it?
Oh, it's good stuff.
It is. It is. It's like one of those places where, like, well, we're here. We might as well eat like we could. We may never eat again. Oh,
I mean, if we're gonna ride the rides, we might as well just destroy our health while we're at
that's
it.
exactly. Yes, yes. Hey, you know what would go good here? Hot weather, lots of humidity, and food that runs through you while you spin in circles. Welcome to the crapper.
The seats are toilets.
That's exactly all put together by a guy who's really good with one eye and three fingers.
The crapper.
By the way, yesterday we got an email about somebody thinking we were making fun of the of bipolar people. We were not.
No.
We were talking about the fact that people want to be celebrated for being overweight and having eating disorders. We don't celebrate any other thing like that. We don't. We don't celebrate anorexia or any of that stuff. You know, and I said bipolar and stuff like that. Listen, and then go, did they really say that? And then every once in a while you go, you know what? Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. And so sometimes people, you know, and get mad. Oh, you guys, I think they said something about we shouldn't even have free speech or something if we're going to talk like that. Nope. Here's the beauty of free speech. The speech that's protected is the speech you don't like. Because if you all liked it, we wouldn't have to have free speech. It would just be speech. Oh. Coming up. Somebody said I need to get more conspiracy theories in my life. Well, guess what, kids? We got one for you coming up next hour. Talk a little bit more as the Pooter has landed. He and Trump are going to be, well, they're going to be hanging out today, talking shop. If you're missing the show, shame on you. Hour number 2 of the Chad Benson Show, straight ahead.
One o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Drivers got a crash reported by police 24 westbound at Murfreesboro Pike. That's exit 52. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. And right now in Nashville, Channel 4's Holly Thompson says Davidson County District Attorney General Glenn Funk has been cleared of illegally using cameras in his office, also using the office for campaign purposes.
In September of 2024, the TBR launched a 9-month inquiry and found that the complaint was without merit. Well, this clearing also comes after Funk was cleared of any criminal wrongdoing by Attorney General Jonathan Skrmetti last year. Funk's attorney said clearly the allegations that General Funk or his office did anything illegal or unethical were baseless and utterly false.
President Trump, Russian President Putin will be meeting face-to-face on a possible ceasefire with Ukraine. Heritage Foundation National Security lead analyst Stephen Bucci telling WTN's Nashville's Morning News the role Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent is playing will be to emphasize economic leverage on Putin.
The money guy.
Yep.
And he is the one, with help from others, but predominantly the Secretary of Treasury would be responsible with defining what financial and commercial sanctions we would put on Russia, how to tie them together, how to connect sanctions against people who do business with Russia to this program as well.
Well, despite some resilience, reports say Russia does face economic challenges, including declining energy revenues, inflation, labor shortages, difficulty sourcing essential components due to sanctions and export controls, but they're still bombing Ukraine. Roblox is free to use and immensely popular with kids and teens who make up a big chunk of its more than 100 million monthly users. But Louisiana's Attorney General says Roblox prioritizes this growth and revenue over child safety and endangers kids and filed a lawsuit saying it should be shut down. Sarah Segan with Nashville-based ParentsWhoFight.com agrees and tells WTN's Chris Hanshaw.
Unless you have, a teenager who is like, okay, you're trying to train them in the ways of digital safety.
Yep.
I just don't know that it's worth it. And I think as parents, a lot of us have to be willing to reverse put the truck in reverse and back out of some of these really dangerous platforms. And I think Roblox is chief number one on the chopping block right now.
Well, Roblox says it has a zero-tolerance policy for the exploitation of minors and has not yet responded to this lawsuit. That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Trump says he's not going to be happy if there's no ceasefire today. He has started with, we're going to get it done, to probably nothing's going to happen. We should make some deals, to not going to be happy if this doesn't get did. Who knows? Who knows? I think at best, well, first of all, the best you can do is a ceasefire. You can't do anything else. I think I'm just spitballing here, but I bet the Ukrainians would like to have a say in this, and they have to have a say. Although it's kind of odd because it's not their land anymore. It's just not. You lost it. A bigger monster came and took your stuff, and you could do nothing to stop it. That's the way that's going to be. So they are going to meet. How long do you think this thing's going to go today? Trump says he only needs 2 minutes. I need to look him in the eye.
Might just go 2 minutes.
Maybe. Here's the thing. Putin, like a lot of Russians, if you've ever met Russians, they're hard to read. They're not They're not a joyful people. Hard life there, Russia. Always. Best times, hard life. So, and Putin doesn't look like he smiles a lot. No, look at Bell's like, nope.
No, he is almost permanent scowl.
Yeah. Who was it? Was it, which was one of their guys today? Was it that Lavrov that wore the CCCP shirt?
Yes. Lavrov had it. Yeah. The old Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Well, that doesn't leave much to the imagination, does it?
No.
It kind of tells you where they're coming from.
Yeah, that's yeah. Well, I think we kind of know what their deal is. So Trump should be there. Putin's already landed. They got this big, giant, huge. I wonder what that's for. They got this big stage.
Yeah, it's a big stage with fighter jets on either side of a red carpet
That says Alaska 2020. It's Trump, man. We got to make it look good. Spell everything right. I watched this, and he loves staging. I watched this thing where it was like behind the scenes with Trump, and he's sitting down to do an interview, and next to him is a table with water. You know, it's a drink. And he sits there, and he moves the water to one side, moves it to other, then tells this guy to take it away, then tells him to bring it back. And it's just, he understands everything's staged, you know, because it's all about brand and staging. So, man, this is I don't think people realize like the big deal that this is in this situation. Him coming here, first of all, the Putin really can't go anywhere outside. He can go to China. He can go to Iran. He can go to North Korea.
Yeah.
But he can't go to Milan.
He might be able to go to India.
Yeah, he could probably go to India. He could. I'm assuming he could. He could probably go like to Pakistan, like the places that you probably we're like, you know what? No, that's not a place you're going to vacation. Although China's pretty nice to go vacation at. You know, but he can't go anywhere else. Think about that. And what today, Bell's reading something and it says hostage number 1 or whatever, because there's this assumption that we're going to arrest him.
Yeah, there was a writer in the Russian state media saying that there was a very good chance that Trump would kidnap Putin as an act of war while he was in Alaska.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't believe that's going to happen. I don't think when he lands that they're going to put cuffs on him, right? And even today, I was listening to Chris Murphy, who wants to be president of the United States, but is also an ass clown. That's what I heard.
I agree.
He was on MSNBC, but he starts talking about like, oh, here we go. We're gonna let Putin into America. Trump's bringing him back to the fold.
Well, the first thing that's happening here is the welcoming of Putin back into the order of major mainstream nations. He is visiting the United States for the first time since he became a war criminal. He is standing with the most powerful person in the world, and it is a sign from Donald Trump, essentially, that all is forgiven.
Forgiven, dude. What's the option? Was the option being bumbling, not knowing where you were for 2.5 years, paying zero attention to what was really going on, every once in a while promising the Ukrainians that you were going to give them something they maybe need, tell them no, and then 3 weeks later send it to them? And never negotiate any kind of deal because you were too busy making sure that the fat cats were getting paid in the war machine? What's the option? You know how this stuff gets done? You negotiate. You sit down. You sit down. That's how this gets done. God, it's the one thing about Trump. He's willing to meet with anybody, right? You may be the biggest despot in the world, but Trump thinks he could talk you into something. You got to love that. Doesn't mean it's going to happen.
He has no fear of the conversation.
No, he doesn't. I mean, when he walked over the TMZ into the North Korea, and there was zero. Trump didn't care about etiquette or the things you're supposed to do. He's just like, I'm stepping over this line. What are you guys going to do? It was, first of all, it was an amazing moment in history that if it was any other president, it would be like, oh, but because it's Trump, people freak out about it. But you have to be able to talk to these people. You do. You have to be able to have conversations with these people. Otherwise, what's going to happen? Are you just going to go, we're not going to do anything? There's no solution? I mean, war in perpetuity, which there's a lot of people in America. I mean, we are the kings of war. We prop up dictators. We are the kings of war. We've overthrown duly elected governments to put in people we like that became dictators. We are the kings of this stuff. But because you're nice. So what Trump, all of the stuff that, if you were being honest with yourself and you hated him, a lot of, like the libtards, everybody thinks I'm a libtard, but that guy wants peace more than anybody else. He wants everybody skipping and happy and making money, which is fantastic. But you can't do that if you don't communicate. And everybody else's idea is, well, let's just not, we'll just ignore you and put more sanctions. What more are you going to sanction? Because from here on out, if people were really serious about putting the, like you were talking about, Ken, earlier, they've got some, the first few years of the war, economically, they did okay. But they're starting to feel it now. They have 20,000 sanctions on them. If we were serious and we only wanted to go after sanctions, that was going to be our thing, we don't sanction them at all.
Yeah. 16,000 of the 20,000 sanctions are economic.
Yeah. So you're sanctioning everything. And yet they still manage to get it because there's third-party nations like India, China, and we're not going to go ruin our economy to fix it if we wanted to force them out. Neither is Europe. So enough with your no, sanctions only work so far. Where it's hurt, sanctions have hurt the individuals. Grabbing their yachts. How many yachts did America and Europe get? All those oligarchs that left their yacht somewhere and they snatched them up?
Yeah. They've probably already bought other ones.
Yeah, probably. So I think it'll be interesting. I think Trump, again, the best he can do today is, a peace agreement. What did he say? He wants to
set the table.
Set the table, right? He wants to make this quick. You make this quick, which means go talk for a couple hours, see what you can hash out, then see if you can get Zelensky and him a meeting ASAP. And you get that done. And then hopefully from there comes the ceasefire into a peace agreement. And as much as the Ukrainians don't want to give up anything, you got no choice. You don't even have it to give. At this point in time, it's not yours to give. It's been taken. And you're not getting it back. And you're not joining NATO. That is a non-starter. Trump has even today, one of their ministers said, look, we understand Trump he doesn't have a real good hand to play. No. But that's also good too, because you go in there with no pressure. Because it's not our war. We're paying for a lot of it. And, when I say paying, everybody always thinks we just hand them cash. What we do is we give unlimited credit cards to the war makers to make them stuff and send it off. And then we tell them to ring it up. So hopefully you guys bought a lot of stock in war machines. War machines. I don't know. I think Putin speaks some English. I don't know how much he speaks. Somebody asked, do you know that?
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Yeah. I wonder. I don't know how much he speaks, though. Because a lot of times, too, this is the other thing. A lot of times they speak English, but their accent's so thick it's not good. And so they don't want to do too much in the way of speaking in front of the media because they don't want to be embarrassed. And or say something that they think is right. And it's really not something and it comes off. But I don't know how much English he speaks. You would think he would speak a decent amount.
I mean, he was high up in the KGB, wasn't he?
He was he ran the KGB.
Yeah, I would think those guys know English.
Yeah. Yeah, I would think so, too.
Everybody
He speaks
knows
fluent English.
Everybody seems to know
You know
English.
what's funny? I've never really, outside of a hello or thank you very much, I've never really seen him do,
I
too
haven't
much.
either. Every time I've seen, a clip of him, he is always speaking Russian.
Yeah. Always.
Just like Xi Jinping.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think he speaks English.
I never even see him speak.
No, I don't see him speak
He
either.
also speaks German.
Sure he does. He probably speaks a lot of languages. As the KGB, you probably got to speak a lot. So
It's easier to spy when you know the language.
Well, that is easier to spot. And nowadays, you got those little things now that you just put in your ear, and it'll translate for you. So that way, if you go to the nail salon, you know if you're talking about you.
That's right.
Every time I see one of those on X or the Reels or TikTok when they're having those like sale of those Google ear things, it's the same thing. Honey, I went inside and they were talking about me at the nail salon. So,
Boy, this guy's feet stink.
this guy's gross. Did Putin ride a polar bear shirtless to the summit? I love it when they
Oh, my gosh. I forgot about that.
He did, and Trump rolled in on a Harley with an American flag being held by an eagle.
Actually, he rode in on a sled pulled by dire wolves.
By the way,
bringing
Direwolf
him back.
update. They are doing amazing. They are doing absolutely amazing. And Elon, because they're out there in Austin, said that they may be working on some other things that are going to be not just the woolly mammoth for the wild. How crazy is that going to be? Woo-wee. Somebody says he speaks better English than me. It's not very nice. I think I speak gooder English.
Gooder and better.
Gooder and better, gooder than everything. I tell you what. Yes, we're going to get to the conspiracy theory of Garth. It's a good one, too. I did not know this. My wife, she loves a good conspiracy theory.
Oh, yeah?
She does. And it's this crazy theory. It's so insane to talk about conspiracy theories. And one of the things that happened was two journalists, or not journalists, but vloggers and people in France came up with this. And one of them was a medium. And that's how this apparently started. It's all over the place. And now she's being sued for $1 gazillion. Oh, there goes Trump. Look at that.
Where's he at?
Air Force One. The Eagles almost landed.
Wheels down, baby. Wheels down.
I am one of the most gooderest hosts you've ever seen. Tell you what, I'm more gooder than anybody. Most bestest, goodest.
Bestest, gooderest.
Absolutely. I put that in a sentence. Coming up. Yes, we're going to get to it in a little while. I got to make sure there's no F-bombs in some of the stuff. The Garth Brooks thing. Oh, so it's awesome. And they're probably listening, so we're going to get in trouble. So this should be good. I don't believe it, Garth, okay? I don't. But I've heard stories.
Probably Trisha you need to be worried about.
Trisha, this is what I've heard, okay? And it has nothing to do with you and another woman or any of that. No. Something completely different. Chad Bench Show, Super Talk 997. All right, kids. WebRoot. You know what you're talking about, Roblox and all this kind of stuff. WebRoot is that kind of protection for your computer, for your house, when it comes to all things digital, the internet, the whole 9 yards. Antivirus and web protection. It is incredible for you to get something that will help you stop malware, ransomware, phishing, all kinds of things. You got different plans, but it's great for, your family. It protects your elderly parents. Maybe you got, them and you're worried about them being online, but it also is a great way to stop predators online who are looking around. It's amazing. It's got identity protection, which everybody can use. And I'm telling you guys this right now. Protect your identity. It's so many things out there for the medical world. They're looking to get everything they can for you because your identity and all that data, that is money to these people, and you need to protect it. This identity protection comes up with up to $1 million in theft-related expenses, VPN and backup, so many things, 24/7 U.S.-based customer service, no annoying pop-ups. If you want to protect yourself, your digital world, this is how you do it with WebRoot. You're going to get 50% off right now. You go to webroot.com/Chad. That's webroot.com/Chad. Remember, 50% off, but only at WEBROOT.com/Chad. Live a better digital life with WebRoot.
It,
Drivers still seeing a crash 24 westbound at Murfreesboro Pike, and Air Force One wheels are down in Alaska for President Trump's face-to-face with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Got all this and more coming up at 1:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
A lot of you believe in conspiracy theories. What's the one? See, I never looked at the alien stuff as conspiracy because it's, because we know they're out there. I mean, that's silly. And it's a proven. Although they're not, it's not aliens. It's not. I've been telling you guys this for a while. I did the joke about whether or not, did you see Anna Paulina Luna on with Joe Rogan?
No.
She was talking about, she was in the skiff, right? So that's like this you can't go in there. You got to leave. Essentially, you bring nothing in there. And so she goes in there, and she was on this week talking about it. And she's like, I got to be careful what I say here. But yeah, I've seen pictures. None of the stuff they're showing you is human-made. But she goes, stop thinking about things coming here from, hundreds of millions of light years away. Think about interdimensional. So they're popping in and out from different dimensions.
Interesting.
So I'm like, I get that. See, I've always thought that would be it. So there's another Ken somewhere else.
Yeah. It's a doppelganger.
Yeah. And then there's another Ken another place. And there's another Ken. And some of those Kens are way behind in life as far as they don't have technology. And some of them are super far ahead.
I wonder if they're taller.
I have often wondered that. I wonder I wonder if.
They might be shorter.
They might be. Just a little guy.
I'd be able to beat myself up.
You would. And so that's why they always talk about like the time loop, right? When stuff just looks weird or
Yeah.
it's think of the Matrix. And that's where she went with that. But we won't find out until we find out what's in the Epstein files. Then we're for sure going to find out. 'Cause, man, you want to talk about throwing the scent off.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks that that's going away, the Epstein. It's not. They're just not there.
Now, a judge, like a lower court judge, has apparently blocked release of grand jury testimony.
Do you know what's in the grand jury testimony?
I have no idea.
Everything that's already out there. They've got it all.
I got you.
They've got every single thing in the files already sitting on her desk. Every single thing in there is already in the files. They could release him at any time.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, there he is, Air Force One.
I like how Air Force One is behind the fighter jets.
Oh yeah, it looks cool.
And he's got a long walk to the red carpet too, man.
It says, "Watch your step, Joe."
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Remember that? They finally at the end they had to just take him and put him on the
just put him on
the little back thing. He had to go through the back.
Yeah, they needed a mechanical chair.
You know,
there's nothing wrong with that.
No. Have you seen the Saudis? Have you seen his? He's got an elevator that travels with him.
There you go.
Man, you know you're doing good when you got an elevator that you take everywhere with you. That's a good life. That's a good life. Coming up, guys, we're going to do it. Conspiracies. This one, I didn't know this one. I had heard, my wife had mentioned a while ago, and I said, shit, yeah, whatever, I'm not buying it. Now, somebody playing around with it. They did all the research. It's crazy. And I'm like, it can't be true. But what's wrong with a good conspiracy every once in a while? We'll have somebody even said today, Chad, you need more conspiracy in your life. Well, we'll have some conspiracy. We'll do that straight ahead. Chad Benstow, Super Talk 997.
.30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. Air Force One wheels down. The door is open. However, we have not seen President Trump emerge from it ahead of his face-to-face with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Got a full report coming up. But right now, here in Nashville, the all-clear given to District Attorney General Glenn Funk. The Tennessee Board of Professional Responsibility clearing him of any wrongdoing after a 9-month investigation into a September 2024 report alleging improper use of video cameras in Funk's office, specifically the recording of criminal defense attorneys and their clients, campaigning by staff during work hours using government resources. The Tennessee Board of Professional Responsibility says this complaint was without merit. All ears and eyes on Alaska, where President Trump and Russian President Putin will meet face-to-face on a possible ceasefire with Ukraine. Heritage Foundation National Security Lead Analyst Stephen Bucci tells WTN's Nashville's Morning News Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent could be key in this meeting to emphasize economic leverage on Putin.
He's a key player in all that. Obviously, Secretary Rubio, he's the more traditional diplomatic stuff. It's hard to come up with more diplomatic sanctions because we've got a lot of them on there. The financial ones, we've got some, but there is still a lot of room to put a big squeeze on.
The BBC says since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022, the U.S., U.K., and EU, along with countries like Australia, Canada, and Japan, have imposed more than 16,500 sanctions on Russia. Yet they keep bombing Ukraine. Roblox is free to use and immensely popular with kids and teens who make up a big chunk of hundreds of millions of monthly users. But Louisiana's Attorney General says Roblox prioritizes this growth and revenue over child safety and endangers kids. Liz Merrill filed a lawsuit yesterday, says ultimately Roblox should be shut down. Roblox says it has a zero-tolerance policy for the exploitation of minors and has not yet responded to the suit. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Busy bee, busy, busy, busy bee. It's that time of the year. Kids are back in school. You know it's going to be fall soon. As your HVAC. Maybe you need a little upgrade, but they can help you with that. And let me tell you something. By helping you with that, you can also do something amazing. You can, if you upgrade, you get entered in to win the Healthy Hive Getaway. Now, why we talk about school? Because you will then have a chance, if you win, to give a $1,500 sponsorship to a local school of your choice. School's got to be within the service area. And as far as other things, like maybe your kid's teacher's great. You want to get on their good side because your kid's struggling in math. How about this? You buy a Beehive Club membership. You can gift them one for free. It's buy one, get one free in a way that's amazing because it's going to help your kids. Bribery, but it's cool, though. It's a good kind of bribery. They got great things for septic issues. Right now, 50% off any septic work, main drain lines, whole home repipes, you name it. But it's a great way to get involved in the community and give back and make sure you're taken care of as well. That's what Busy Bee's all about. They're amazing. Call them today. Schedule 775-7833, 775-7833, or you can even schedule online at busybeehvac.com. Does Trump not come out? Man, he should come out with a cape. How awesome would that be? With Return of the Mac playing. So cool.
Awesome.
Return of the Mac. There it is. Got a cane, too. A little bit of a crip walk. What's up? How you do?
And the first thing he says is, my pimp hand is strong.
That's right, man. Putin's like, hey, what are you, sir? He's like, pimping ain't easy. Because it isn't. What's the thing? Poping ain't easy either. We haven't heard a lot about the Pope lately. I'm sure we'll get a good conspiracy theory about him. Speaking of that, this one is taking fire again. So if you guys follow Tom Segura and his wife, they had a lady that is one of their listeners who, and I've heard this for a while, who brought this up to him, and it's a bizarre story. And I don't believe it to be true, but it doesn't mean we can't have fun with it. So have you guys heard that Garth Brooks is a serial killer? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Who did he kill?
Hundreds.
Hundreds. Now, he's not only a serial killer, but he's killed hundreds.
Does this dude know he's going to get sued?
They're doing the research. There's it's crazy. And it's nutty that the way that they've done it. They said they've gone around and they have followed all of his tour dates for several years. And in the towns that he's been in, there has been either women have gone missing the same night or a woman has been murdered and it's unsolved.
So his whole point for touring isn't to promote his music, make revenue, and sell swag. It's to get him to a place where he can kill some woman.
Yeah. And by the way, this is something that the fans have brought up that started this, which is crazy. And you know what else it's about to? Chris Gaines.
Oh, yeah, his alter ego.
His alter ego. That's the deep, dark alter.
See, it's not Garth killing people.
Yeah,
it's Chris.
It's him. And he sits in front of the mirror and he's like, "Don't do it, Chris. I can't fight it." And how it started, how it like resurfaced up. In 1989, did an interview, and they asked him, "Would you write a bull for charity?" He says, "No, I'd rather kill somebody." Which again is kind of an odd thing for charity. What'd you do for charity? Oh, the kid that I got for Make-A-Wish wanted us to go out and snuff somebody. I don't like.
That's just.
It was.
What
his
can I
wish.
say? It was his last wish. He's in terminal. I had to take care of him.
Somebody said Darth Garth. It's Dark Garth. So, but it's like gaining, like anything, man. People think, because they start to draw, you go to New Orleans. First of all, anybody goes to New Orleans, you're probably a murder suspect if that's the way it's going to be, because a lot of people disappear. Right? A lot of these things happen. And it takes off. TikTok, I'm telling you. And so now there's all this, there's like a podcast series about it. And, and I'm sure anything to take away some of the other stuff that happened with Garth recently, he was probably happy with. It's like, whew, he'd rather be a serial killer at this point. But it's funny how fast stuff takes off, man. It is.
It does.
It is. And so they go back all the way to his college days. And he's like, there's a girl that lived just up the street. She disappeared. She was never found. And they went to college together. Then they start going for the little places. Then there was an uptick in murders when he came here to Nashville and worked at the Boot Barn or whatever. And when he wasn't here, it went down. But then when he was on tour, people would disappear and die, but it's only women. And then the best one is his house is a house of horrors. He's got bodies like John Wayne Gacy below. And I don't believe any of it. And I thought, how do people get to this point?
Well, I can't believe Garth would do any of this. Now, Chris Gaines, we can have a conversation about.
Yeah,
but I'm
Chris
not
always
buying
felt a
that
little
Garth would do this.
Was that not the weirdest thing ever in music?
It was a rare slip by somebody who otherwise has been a genius marketeer in his career.
That was the weirdest thing I can remember. And maybe it is his alter ego. But stuff takes off, dude. Yesterday, my wife, because again, she's never met a conspiracy theory she didn't like. So, oh my God, I hear Rick Ocasek traffics humans organ. Rick Ocasek's not with us. So yesterday I'm at home. I'm in my studio. So for you guys to know, we have our own. So we have an apartment, and then we rented a studio apartment a couple doors down. That's where I do my show, and then we're setting it up to be a big podcast studio and everything. My wife calls me. So she's like 50 feet away from me, but she calls me. And she says, "What do you know about all the kids that have gone missing since July 1st in Virginia?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Look it up. And I look it up. And it's a Virginia police chief going, "Nothing's happening. This rumor's gone crazy." She goes, "I'm on the website for, missing and exploited children, and 47 kids have gone missing." It is amazing how fast stuff can take off in today's world. You have to be careful. I mean, Ken and I always talk about the news because you do have to be careful about it. I mean, especially now with video. How often do you have to double check and go and look when you see a video?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. And you got to look at it real close.
Yeah, it's gotten to the point where you almost have to assume it's fake, and you have to have confirmation before you can believe any of it.
Yeah. It's if I don't see it, like at a reputable site, it's tough because even Chris Cuomo got fooled by the AOC video a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he came out and apologized. It is really tough. But the thing that is frustrating is I'll be scrolling and somebody will put like rest in peace somebody. And then you'll look at and you know that person's not dead. But then you go and look at the likes and stuff, and there's hundreds of people going, oh, I'm going to miss him. They couldn't take 2 seconds to go. I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
I don't think that's true. They don't. They just run with it. And I'm not saying some conspiracies don't have some serious. I mean, I don't think we believe for a second the stuff with JFK as above board. RFK stuff, I don't think we're going to believe. And I don't think we got a lot of the stuff. Okay, but it's the simple stuff that's easily checked that nobody does. The fact that you would think Garth Brooks killed 200 people.
Yeah, exactly.
Is nuts. But they do, man. That's scary. They do. People buy into it. And then they go down rabbit holes for days, which is also something I don't have time of. Let's see here. Mr. Brooks with Kevin Costner was about Garth. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, somebody said, I don't believe anything anymore till I do more thorough research. That's the truth. You have to be willing to do it.
Everybody should be that way.
Yeah.
Everybody really should.
Because it is, and like politics is the perfect place. And like with what's going on with Israel right now in Palestine, nobody bothers to look or ask another question. They believe what they believe, and they're there.
Well, we're just looking at the surface headlines.
Yeah, you look at the surface, and because you have a bias of, I believe these people more than I believe these people, and then that's it. And so they'll look at the headline, and they'll take the headline as truth. And you've got to ask yourself, could Garth really kill somebody? Could he kill 200 somebodies? Do you know how busy he would be?
Yeah.
That seems like a lot of work.
And wouldn't Trisha be asking, where were you?
Yeah, well, it's on tour.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So, and that was the other thing. One of the things was he used to sign autographs all night. And he would sign autographs. They would talk about he would sign sometimes till 2 or 3 in the morning. Just anybody who came up, he would sign autographs. And he finally stopped doing that because the band and the crew were getting upset because they were exhausted. So he said, I'll take myself from now on. So that way I can keep the people happy. And then more people started disappearing. Was it Chris Gaines? I don't know. Still the worst mistake. Chris Gaines is to country music and Garth Brooks as New Coke is to Coke. That was a swing and a miss. Garth, like everybody. Oh, everybody.
Darth Brooks.
Somebody said, is it that you believe Garth could kill a few, but 200's out of the question? I think 200, man, you're pushing it, right? Like, that's a push.
Well, wait a minute. We are forgetting one thing, that we have had a issue in the past where Garth has gone into Publix and bought all the fried chicken and didn't leave anybody for anybody else.
You know why? Probably because he was taking it back to his underground cages where all his women
his
were.
captives.
Yeah. Yeah.
We still love you, Garth.
We do. I love you, Garth. I don't think it's you. I don't. No way. But there's podcasts and stuff out there. And he's suing other people, too, because and this is the other thing. How many people run with this? Like the whole thing with Macron and whether or not she's a woman. Okay. Like, I'm serious. Like, what would... It's about they're suing Candace, and they hired private investigators to get as much dirt on her as possible. They even asked Trump at one time, hey, could you just tell her to stop this? And Trump, I guess, called her and said, hey, could you knock it off? We're trying to negotiate peace. And that, obviously, she's over it now because now that he's been sued. And again, first of all, let's just say she was a man at one time. Who cares? Does it affect your life?
Yeah, that's really what it gets down to is so what?
Honey, I can't go to work today. Why? Macron's wife used to be a man. Oh, my Lord. Yep, can't go to work. I'm going to stay at home and see if my Macron hot dog check's coming.
Macron's wife is a man.
She's a man, baby.
A man, baby.
Yeah. You know, but it's this weird world where, you know, is he gay? That's the new thing. Who cares? Does it affect you? Because he's French, of course. Again, it's so bizarre, though. It is. It's so weird. Oh, my Lord. Welcome to the world we live in. Craziness. Air Force One. I have not seen Trump come out.
No, he has not. In fact, I just saw a clip of him speaking, is like sitting at a table on the plane speaking.
That is interesting. That is very...
He's making the pooter wait.
Oh, yeah, totally. Or maybe they don't have any of the vehicles there. That I mean, or I don't know. It's
It's probably by design.
Oh, here we go. Trump and Putin meeting, not going to be a one-on-one. Rubio and Witkoff will now attend the press with the president. So the Pooter's probably bringing somebody. You always got to have backup. Right? You need your boys. You do. So this will be taking place. I'm assuming he's going to come out at some point in time. It's kind of weird that he hasn't come out yet.
At some point.
And they're at the Air Force Base. Trump made it seem like yesterday or the other day that if this thing went well, almost like they could call up Zelensky and just have him get there and they stay a night. And that's when they could go to the strip clubs.
In Anchorage.
In Anchorage. Whereas my good friend Bell put it, probably not the A-team. Probably not. You know what the state bird of Alaska is? A subpoena.
What color is that?
If you move to Alaska, chances are it's because you're being chased from somewhere else. That's not very nice. Truth. Coming up, we got some more fun stuff to get to. I got some great stories still. I do. And a lot of you are still chiming in about the Minnesota cheerleaders, which, as you said, if you guys haven't heard about the Vikings have male cheerleaders, 2 of them. 2 male cheerleaders. And yes, they're cheerleaders. They're not stunt squad. That's different. That is absolutely different. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997. Raycon, best earbuds around. You'll love your Raycons. They are awesome. Smooth sounds come out of these things. These are the E25s, the classics, the originals, the OGs. And what they did was they made all this other amazing stuff, right? That it's just incredible. But the OGs were just the OGs. And as they modernized everything, they said, let's go back to the E25s. Let's make these things awesome. And they are. The fit is, there is no better fit. No better fit than these earbuds. I love my everydays, but these ones are, they're better fit-wise. They just are. Sound quality, they're all the same, just amazing. And price point's not going to break the bank. They got active noise cancellation now, which is great, so you can live in a world of shh if you want to, which we should all live in every once in a while. You will absolutely love these things. If you want the best sound, 30-day happiness guarantee, the best fit, free shipping, and I'm saving you money, you want the best earbuds? E25s, the classic earbuds from Raycon. Go to buyraycon.com/Chad now. Buyraycon.com/Chad. 20% off right there and free shipping. Buyraycon.com/Chad. All right, guys. Speaking of cheerleaders, ladies, you want to get back in that cheerleading outfit you used to wear back in the day, and you've tried and you've lost some weight, but you've got those inches you can't get rid of? You can with Contours. Contours is incredible. Guys, you want to get in that cool shirt you used to fit in? You can with Contours. How about losing inches, doing nothing, watching it melt off, and it's guaranteed? That's right. First treatment, $99. You go to Contours. You go in there. It's not invasive. It's so relaxing. And when I mean it melts off you, you're guaranteed to lose 2 inches in your first session. I'm wearing a shirt today that I couldn't fit in a while ago, and I love it. Thank you, Contours. My wife, she loves it, and we're getting Bell out there soon, too, so he can love it. It's going to be crazy. I'm telling you guys, it's magic. It's wizardry, or it's technology, and Contours does it better than anybody. If you want to lose inches, this is the place to do it. Contours is going to help you out with this. Call them today, 615-236-9960. You're guaranteed on your first visit to lose 2 inches, or you don't pay. 615-236-9960 or ContoursLLC.com.
Wheels down for the Flying Kremlin there in Alaska ahead of the high-stakes meeting with between President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin, and the all-clear given to Davidson County District Attorney Glenn Funk. These stories and more at 2 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I was a little surprised about that because he was listening to the defense attorneys.
That's what the charges were.
I mean, that seems
or the
like,
allegations.
That seems like, well, I mean, they must have cleared him. I mean, you know, if you're listening to imagine being an attorney and you got to hear what the other side was thinking in private and talking about. It might give you an advantage.
Maybe.
I don't know. Like, if I was a football coach and I was able to get all of the plays or a good majority of the plays that they script and I knew exactly what was going on.
Michigan.
Maybe. You would think that would give you a help. Just a little bit. A smidge. Do you want to know how obsessed we are with the internet? Are you ready for this?
Ready.
The average American scrolls 86 miles a year.
Wow.
86. And you're thinking, what do you mean? So think about it. You're watching a reel, and it goes, 6 inches? Whoop, 2 inches? Now do that, and that adds up to 86 miles in a year. Man. It's crazy. And then the other thing is Instagram and Facebook, the latest data is Instagram and Facebook were supposed to be set up that it was, your friends, your family, that kind of stuff. You go in there, and of course, we know what happened. But now, this is what's crazy. 93% of people on Facebook only watch videos that have nothing to do with their friends, and it's even more on Instagram. They're not even connecting with their friends anymore. It's just another place to watch videos.
Dude, I get lost on Instagram. Oh. I get lost.
Yeah. It's easy to do, kids. It's easy to do.
I get lost in your eyes.
You do. You should. It's what Garth did. 200 people later. I'm kidding, Garth. Oh, friends in low places, somebody said. Wonder what that's about. I'm reading into it. It's the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
Two o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin both landing in Alaska now for their face-to-face on a possible ceasefire with Ukraine. Heritage Foundation lead national security analyst Stephen Bucci telling WTN's Nashville's Morning News with Dan Mandis this morning.
President Trump is used to walking into a room, having a quick conversation, shaking a hand, looking at somebody in the eye and deciding, is this person serious about doing business, or is he just, trying to feel things out? I don't have time for that. Let's go.
Former U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine Bill Taylor tells ABC News Trump has the upper hand.
President Trump knows a lot more this time than he did in the first term. He knows that President Putin is coming to try to divert him to try to change the subject away from Ukraine. And President Trump was very clear. I think it's on the airplane just now. He said, look, we might be able to talk about economics, but not until the war is done, not until the killing stops.
Right now in Nashville, the all clear given to District Attorney General Glenn Funk, cleared of any criminal or otherwise wrongdoing by the Tennessee Board of Professional Responsibility after a 9-month investigation into a 2024 complaint. This report alleged improper use of video cameras in Funk's office, specifically the recording of criminal defense attorneys and their clients, and then campaigning by staff during work hours using government resources. Again, the Tennessee Board of Professional Responsibility giving the all clear, saying the complaint was, quote, without merit. Roblox is free to use and immensely popular with kids and teens who make up a big chunk of hundreds of millions of monthly users. But Louisiana's Attorney General has filed a lawsuit that says Roblox prioritizes this growth in revenue over child safety and endangers kids and should be shut down. Same, says Sarah Segan of Nashville-based ParentsWhoFight.com, who tells WTN's Chris Hanshow.
For any parent who's under a rock somewhere, this platform really prizes itself as one of the leaders in user-generated content. So that means they have like 118 million users, and any of those people can create games inside their platform. So there's like estimates of 40 million experiences within Roblox. I've seen some as low as 8.
Now, Roblox says it has a zero tolerance policy for the exploitation of minors and has not yet responded to this lawsuit. A lawsuit's been filed over the ICE operation in Nashville in May when roughly 200 people were arrested. The Tennessee Immigrant and Refugee Rights Coalition, or Turks, claims Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security violated those folks' rights. Here's News 2's Haley Wilgus.
Turk says that they have asked the State Highway Patrol for documents and body camera video from the operation. The lawsuit claims THP has either denied the documents exist, redacted unnecessary information, or simply denied the request.
State has not responded to the lawsuit. And that's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
I like how they had the cameras on both planes and on the doors, and we are awaiting. They're like, it's like a concert.
Who's going to emerge first?
First one to walk out loses.
Tonight, it'll be dark. They'll both be there. Well, it won't be dark because it could be midnight and look just like this because it's Alaska.
I mean, Putin doesn't want to come out first.
Yeah, no.
Because that's going to make him look weak.
You don't want to look weak. You don't. And he can't be. You can't look weak, man. You got to look strong. Stay strong. Be strong.
I guarantee you both, they're coordinating.
They are. We got to work it. We got to walk out together.
I mean, do you really think? I bet you that's really a thing.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Well, it's like it's like bands, right? That they don't want to. They want $1 more than the other guys,
right?
So there's always that athletes. They want if so and so gets. I always have to be the highest paid, even if it's only by $1.
Bands are like, we're not playing in front of those guys.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
Here's the thing, too. Yeah. Putin's plane looks a lot smaller than Air Force One.
Oh, yeah, of course, dude. Yeah, I mean, you're not going to have. Come on. If Trump probably said, "How big's his plane?" I want ours to be longer. If ours isn't longer, I'm not showing up. You guys can't stop me. I'm not going to show up.
I told Bill, I said, somebody's going to die in Russia because Putin sees that his plane is not as big as Trump's.
Not very good. Yeah, well, yeah. Because
who built this plane?
Yeah, because if what would have been funny if Trump's wasn't bigger, he would have fired Boeing.
Yeah.
Going with Lockheed Martin now.
And there would have been 3 hours on Monday of Carolyn Levitt pulling out one of those pointers like Spicer did, going, you could see right here that his plane was not, you're measuring the wrong place.
There's Trump. Trump's out first.
Out first. That's right. He's ready to roll. Oh, goodness me. This is going to be one of those days, kids. History is being made. Waiting for the pooter. Oh, look at Trump. Red tie. Looking dapper. He has a cape on. We're describing it for you. He doesn't have a cape on.
He does have a bald eagle on his left arm, though.
There's the pooter. The stewardess is taller than he is.
Yeah, of course.
She's fired or dead.
No, you kidding me? He only. They're all models. They don't serve him anything but love.
Yeah, look at that woman, man.
Yeah,
that is that's a specimen.
Yeah, there he goes. Trump got all the way down. Look at him go. All right, we're all good, kids. Everything's going well here. Here it comes. Whoa, God, she is a specimen, isn't she? My goodness. Oh, they shook hands. He must know her, if you know what I mean. You mean in the biblical sense? Probably. I don't think there's too much somebody say earlier today? Oh, good. John Bolton's on here. He's great. I would make a deal. You know what I do? Go to war.
John Bolton has never met a bomb he didn't want to drop.
Never met a bomb. That guy would blow up anything. Give him the opportunity. He would invade a kindergarten if he had a chance.
You know what? Putin looks short. I'm going to look how tall he is.
I don't think he's a big dude. I don't. Although Trump's like, did you see the minute Putin stepped on them with tarmac, he was on the red carpet. I had to walk 40 yards to get to a red carpet.
Yeah, Putin's 5'7".
On the way home, I want you guys to throw roses at my feet. I have to have that. There he goes. They had the pooter. He is a tiny dude. So there's I wonder what kind of coordination goes on with the Secret Service and whatever his group is called that protects him. Look at Trump's like, come on, Poot.
Let's go.
Let's go. Want to play some golf? He's like, I'd like to wrestle bear.
There they go.
The strip clubs are waiting.
They are. Shaking hands.
They are.
Clasping shoulders.
Oh, now he has made Putin again respected in the world. That's what the Democrats were whining about earlier, which was ridiculous. How else are you going to come to the conclusion of the end of the war if you can't sit down and talk with the people that you're trying to end it with?
Exactly.
I mean, that's just so...
I'm telling you, man, Democrats, they just don't know what's going on.
Oh. Do you think when they get inside?
Well, actually, they do know what they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they know they're showing everybody they're standing up for everything.
Right.
And they're also, and by the way, a lot of this is also sending veiled messages to donors and stuff. Like, Trump doesn't want to keep the war going. I'm sorry, guys. You guys are going to have to go find another war to start. I don't think that's nice. I wonder if their Secret Service, like when they're all in there talking, I wonder if they all sit out there and just BS. What's your guy like? Oh, he's crazy. What's your guy like? He eats hamburgers all day. He has a button with a Diet. No way. Yeah, he's got a button with. That's crazy. Button with Diet Coke. That's nice.
Shaking hands again. They're both standing for the photo op.
Oh, they're looking at the flyovers. When does he get arrested, Bell? Isn't that the thing they're thinking?
I think they're going to wait till he's comfortable and he's kind of relaxed, and then they're going to jump him and put a burlap bag over him.
Okay, so Putin does speak English because he's talking back. They're talking back and forth, and Trump seems to know what he's saying.
Yeah. You know, it'd be hilarious if Trump just put his arm around him, just started giving him a nookie.
Just like
what's going on, dude?
Puts him in a headlock and scobs his knob.
And they just had flyovers too. That's the thing they've got. It's like the flex of flex. Here's a flyover. What do you think of this? So away they go. This will be an interesting. I don't know how long it's going to be, but if you guys haven't heard earlier, Witkoff, who I like, Witkoff and Bessent to me are the. And Marco Rubio are going to be, originally it was only supposed to be the two of them, but now they're all going to have their own group and of people with them. So that's going to be interesting to see. And interesting, the Pooter's getting in, this must be when they arrest him. The Pooter's getting inside the, what do they call it, the Beast?
Yeah, the Beast.
Yeah. So,
presidential limo.
Where they
that
go.
is a nice vehicle.
That is a good thing. Wonder what that thing weighs.
About 3 times average car of that size.
Yeah.
Because of all the bulletproof glass and the resistance.
Bomb-proof. Man, that is a...
And they actually travel with 6 pints of the president's blood type in the back.
As you do. My mom, her doctor when Obama was president was the doctor they chose to be the surgeon for him just in case. He didn't have to do anything. But when Obama came to town, he had to go travel there, and he was in the room next, like he goes, would Obama going somewhere? I'd be in the room next door. I thought, that's cool. Imagine how cool that would be. No wonder they all live to be so damn old. All right, they're getting ready to take off. Or unless they must have just arrested him. This is it. That was what one of the journalists in Russia said, that they're going to start war, an act of war, by taking him into custody. Because he is he's a wanted war criminal according to the international whatever of Hague, which is stupid. But they're not going to take him in. And you can't end a war without having a conversation with the person that holds all of the cards.
Right.
So, and I was telling the guys earlier, the Russians asked for some 400 plus visas so their people could travel, because many of these people probably have been on a no chance you can go anywhere but Iran and China list. Man, I tell you what, this is like history and stuff. They have been there for hours waiting for those two to come out. They came out, and now they got to pick up their cameras and go somewhere else.
That is one heck of a motorcade, boys.
They're probably moving down to the strip club to get photos of them walking in.
That would be funny. That would be, wouldn't it be hilarious if two guys went to Alaska that are the lookalikes, guys that do that on the weekend at like car shows, right? And they roll in there just having a laugh. Oh, my Lord.
It's not lost on me, the fact that they had those, what were they, F-23s?
Yeah.
4 of them parked there that they walked in between.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's it's not lost. These kind of things, because Putin's come here, that's a win right there.
Yes.
Because he's made a move. Trump didn't have to fly to a third, country, like to Switzerland and meet him there. He came here. And one of the reasons he came here is because he knew that even though he's technically has a warrant out as a war criminal, Trump's not going to have him arrested.
No.
No other leader in the rest of the world would trust him if he did something like that again.
Yeah, yeah. So,
yeah, you got to play ball with these people, man.
Well, you can't. This is the guy that holds all the cards. This is the guy who took the land. This is the guy that's the aggressor.
Yep.
He's got the land. It's not yours anymore, Ukraine. I hate to tell you. You can vote yes or no. It doesn't matter. Because you're not taking it back.
No, not without killing all the Russian soldiers who are there.
Yeah. So, yeah, I do think one thing, though. I've been saying this. I feel that a lot of this stuff is going to be about business more than anything else.
I think you're right, man. I think that's why Besant is there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you've got to. And he, you know what he's going to say about this and is everybody can make money. You know, Russia can make money.
Right.
We need to bring Russia back into the fold. They can make money. And he's going to say all of those. The World Cup, he's probably telling them that's going to be here. You know you want to come here to that. You don't want your team to miss out. He's going to do all of those things because that's what Trump does. Trump, the beauty of Trump's, he's not a warmonger.
No, he hates it.
He hates it.
Yeah.
It gets in the way of business.
Bingo.
It gets in the way of business. And Trump loves business. He does. Everything's a business opportunity.
And, kudos to him for thinking if everybody has a slice of the pie, the world could be a better place. And that's where he's coming from with these deals that he's making.
And that is a great thing. If this is the thing we talk about with Palestine and Israel. If your life is struggling to survive day by day, and you don't know where your next meal's coming from, and you're more apt, because you know your neighbor's the one that is causing a vast majority of these problems, you're more apt to become the person who wants to blow themselves up.
Yep.
If you've got a job and you have a life and you're worried now about getting your bills paid and getting to work on time, that's a different world. Everybody can have a little bit. There's enough around for everybody. And I like the fact that he does that. And Trump, it's like you watch Azerbaijan and Armenia and all these things he's doing. He's all talking business. He's like, all right, guys, you need to stop fighting. Who wants a new golf course?
Yeah.
I've never golfed in India. What is that like? We're going to find out. We are. All right, coming up, we got a little Finally Friday sounds. Do a little bit of that. Somebody just said something about Lindsey Graham. I'm going to play something from this weekend from Lindsey Graham to show you the insanity of which all of these politicians are sold for Israel to the point of it's just nuts. It really is. And we'll have more of what's going on. The historic summit going on now in Alaska. Trump and the Pooter together. Man, it's like seeing a great dude. It's Hall & Oates. Right?
Steely Dan.
Captain and Tennille. You've not seen anything this awesome.
Captain and Tennille.
You guys are welcome. There's a throwback. Oh, by the way,
Peaches and Herb.
It's great. Peaches and Herb.
Ashford and Simpson.
Ashford and I was going to say, who sang Solid as a Rock?
That's what we are.
Hot, 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 hot. Coming up, Kids Catcher Update. We got a bunch of other stuff. We'll talk more about this as well. If you missed the show, shame on you. Chad Betts Show, Super Talk 997. All right, guys. Rough Greens. RUFFgreens.com/Chad. Vitamins, minerals, probiotics, make it 369. Let me tell you why these things are amazing. So you guys hear me talk about this a lot, but my older dog, his name was Doodle. We adopted him. They totally lied to us. They said, he's like 5, and he was like 10. We had him for a year, and we thought we were going to have to put him down. This was our Hail Mary. We gave him Rough Greens. He lived another 5+ years. Happy, healthy, bouncy. We gave it to him in the morning, and it was, as I joke about reaching for your energy drink or your coffee, that thing to kickstart your day, he was playing with our puppies. It was amazing to see. If you love your animals like I love my animals, try this. It is it's It's truly, it's living nutrition, right? It's live nutrition right into their food. It's just a scoop of powder right on top of their food. You don't even have to change your dog's food, and watch what happens. It is amazing. ruffgreens.com/Chad. That's ruffgreens.com/Chad. You cover the cost of shipping. They get you a bag for free. It's a $20 value. ruffgreens.com/Chad.
President Trump and Russian President Putin have landed in Alaska and exchanged handshakes, and they're seen laughing as they speak to each other as they both get in the same vehicle and head off to wherever they're meeting next to try to come to a ceasefire with Ukraine. We've got more on that and some local stories you'll want to hear coming up at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
You know, Ken, we haven't done this in a while. I know it's going to be a warm one this week, and we better double check.
Oh,
Now it's time for the Swamp Ass News Report with the weather wizard, Ken Weaver.
All right.
Boys, plug it in. Brother Bilal, you need to plug it in because Swamp Ass meter's reading 101 degrees right now.
Woo, we're up to what, 2.5?
Yeah.
Man, I hate swamp ass. Kid at school got swamp ass. Cats followed him around for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
It is dangerous. Man, I
Yeah.
tell you what, you don't want those dogs following you around like that. You never know what could happen. Next thing you know, they're biting your twigs and berries. Why? Because of swamp ass. We like protecting you, kids, is what we're trying to tell you.
Yeah, the real temperature's 96, but the heat index is 101.
What are we looking at for this weekend?
Well, tomorrow's going to be 98 real temperature. Sunday's going to be 100. Monday's going to be 101. Tuesday's going to be 102.
Ooh, I don't like that.
No. So we might as well, let's just keep the swamp ass meter plugged in.
Yeah,
all
we got to
weekend.
read. Goodness. I mean, I knew there was a possibility for us to not quite put it away. So for me, coming from Arizona, this is my first year through the summer. When should I expect it to be? When do I have to wear like closed-toed shoes instead of my flip-flops?
Maybe November.
Okay.
October is usually still pretty nice. October's whenever it finally starts to the edge starts coming off.
Okay.
But then in November, I mean, honestly, for me, every year I've been here, it's been shorts until December.
Yeah. All right. I like that.
December's whenever you
really
start feeling the bite.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, so I was, I'm like trying to figure out. It's like, okay, do I wear regular shorts or do I wear the shorts that go down to my knees? When does that happen? Halloween. A lot of people are saying Halloween.
I don't know, man. I've had some. I'll put it to you this way: we've had to run our air conditioner on a couple of Thanksgivings here.
Because when I was in Arizona last several years, it's so weird. I used to hate the heat, and then I lived in Palm Springs for like 8 years, and then like 8 years in Arizona. From May, it got warm, but it was a pleasant warm. It was 95 in the desert. That's not bad. You know how that is out there.
Right.
And then from June and through, I mean, there was times in October and November, and it's 107.
Sure.
Like, what the hell? But usually right around mid-October, it just falls off a cliff. But I've not, like last year I was here and everybody's like, no, normally we don't get this much snow, and it rained a lot more than we normally do. So I'm just trying to get the.
Yeah. I mean, there can be some days scattered in there in October where, it's chilly. But for me, as far as I'll be here 11 years going on 11 years in February. And I've never really been cold until December.
Okay. Well, I mean, last year, and Ray just said I wear shorts all year round. Well, you're from Ohio. I wear shorts all the time. I don't care because I realize I'm going to be indoors a whole bunch.
Yeah. Yeah.
I walk to work, come inside, I'm indoors. I go home, I walk 5 minutes, go home, I'm inside. If I go play pickleball, I'm inside.
Yeah.
Because I'm at the pickleball kingdom. And then at the same time, if I've often too, like you guys can let me know, like golf. What does golf have a season? Right? It's like,
you can golf a long time here in Tennessee.
Yeah. Because like this time of the year, everybody's out. When I'm in Arizona, nobody's out but me.
It's too hot.
Hell yeah, but it's great though.
Well,
hey, Chad, what's going on? Here's my $20. How many balls are you going to play today? 50? 100? I'm going to try some left-handed, some right-handed. I would get to the point where I would turn around and I would drive back and I would play the hole again. Nobody cared. I'm serious. I would play and good golf courses that in February cost you $250 for $20, and I would play. And sometimes I was like, I would zip through 18. I go, you know what? Got water. All right, it's a little bit of a breeze. I'm feeling good. I'm going to play another 18, and I just go again.
Heavy stuff's not going to come down for a while.
Not going to come down. I'll tell you that. All right, coming up, more on what's going on. The Putin and Trump sitting down. They just showed everybody inside the room getting ready for their big thing. I don't know what it's going to be.
Yeah, Rubio, Witkoff, and I don't know who the other guy is there with Rubio and Witkoff.
I don't know. And I don't know who is.
Lavrov's with.
Is he? Is he still wearing the CCP shirt?
No, he's got a shirt and tie on.
That was funny. That was hilarious. If you guys didn't know, Lavrov showed up today wearing the CCP, the old Soviet Union shirt.
Oh, that's an interpreter.
It's one of the interpreters? Okay.
Rubio and Witkoff.
Probably because, you know what? Even though you speak English, there may be some stuff that's lost in that language. You don't know how to.
Yeah.
And so you want to. And then a lot of times when they want to get something really through to you, they say, this one I speak English so you understand.
So Russia's not seeing this right now, are they? I bet you they're not even seeing this.
I don't know. That's an interesting question. Well, they expect him to be taken into custody, so.
Well, I would bet they are because they're going to spin it to their benefit. So it's just going to, President Putin is there to tell President Trump how it's going to be.
Yeah. When he's not taken into custody, because that's the other thing that they kept saying, that they're going to take him into custody. So we'll talk a little bit more about this and a comment about me being anti-Semitic, just talking about something for 2 seconds, because people can't stop. Can't stop. What's wrong with you? Chad Benz Show, Super Talk 997.
2:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Drivers, got a couple of crashes I need to tell you about. Police on the scene, 24 westbound at Murfreesboro Pike. Then over here on the South Loop, we've got eastbound near 4th Avenue, right there at exit 210C. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin sitting right next to each other in Alaska ahead of their face-to-face on a possible ceasefire with Ukraine. Former U.S. Ambassador to Ukraine Bill Taylor telling ABC News Trump knows Putin may be bluffing and says it's Trump who has the upper hand ahead of their meeting.
He gets a photo op and he gets to tell his Russian colleagues, the Russian people, that, look, I'm standing here next to the president of the United States. That's because he's desperate for this meeting.
Yeah, for now, Trump and Putin exchanging handshakes, smiles, even laughing as they came together there after getting off of their respective planes. Then they entered the same vehicle and continued to laugh. Off they went. Now, again, they're sitting side by side, and it looks like maybe taking some, at least photos are being taken, and it looks like reporters may be asking questions, but I don't think either one are answering. Right now in Nashville, all clear given to District Attorney Glenn Funk, cleared of any criminal or otherwise wrongdoing by the Tennessee Board of Professional Responsibility after a 9-month investigation into a 2024 complaint. This report alleged improper use of video cameras in Funk's office, specifically the recording of criminal defense attorneys and their clients, campaigning by staff during work hours using government resources. But again, the Tennessee Board of Professional Responsibility says, quote, the complaint was without merit. That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Guys, USS, United Structural Systems. You need to write this number down. At a time when we're talking about, the heat coming back and all of this stuff, that humidity, that stuff does stuff, especially if you've gotten water that's crept in places it shouldn't be. Next thing you know, wood rot, mold. I'm going to tell you about mold. Talk about a nightmare, not just for your house and your foundation, for you and your health. That's where USS comes in. You call them out, 615-488-7855, 615-488-7855. Let them take a look. You don't want something, there could be water in areas you couldn't even imagine, and you probably know there was a little something there, but you thought, you don't want to have to go through a situation where you're looking at all new foundation. All of those things are a nightmare. USS could stop it before it begins. They've been in business 30-plus years, and they're amazing. Call them today. Find out what they can do for you. They're not going to charge you anything to come out, and they're not going to sell anything you don't need. That's not who they are. 615-488-7855. 615-488-7855 or online at USSTN.com.
Weather can change in an instant, and you need to be prepared for any outcome. That's why Generator Supercenter of Nashville will help keep your family safe and connected. We make buying a backup generator simple and easy, with financing options available, free in-home estimate, turnkey installations, no worry warranty, and most importantly, the monitoring and service of your fully installed generator. Come see us at our location in Nashville or visit us online. Generator Supercenter of
Birch
Nashville.
Gold.
We serve all Middle
And all the
Tennessee.
stuff going on in the world. It's good to have a protection plan, if you will. And that's what precious metals does, especially gold. My buddies over at Birch want to get you out the information, let you take a look at what's available for you and how protecting yourself is an amazing thing. Let me tell you something. Gold's jumped 40%. The world is a little uncertain times, some chaos, some craziness out there, and you never know what might happen. That's why diversification is key. Text the word Benson to 989898 today. They'll get you out the information. You can't make any decision without the information. And the beauty of Birch, like I said, they're not hard. They're not one of these people who can call you 500 times. You go with the information. You have any questions, you let them know. The people I trust when it comes to buying precious metals. And sometimes people just want to own the physical. Other times people have maybe a 401k, some savings, an IRA. They can move it over, get it tax sheltered, backed by gold IRA. That's what's awesome about the things you can do with this. Text the word Benson to 989898 today for Birch Gold.
I want to see a ceasefire rapidly. I don't know if it's going to be today, but I'm not going to be happy if it's not today.
Trump, the pooter, sitting down. Somebody said that on the Russian television, the cameraman was from behind, so it makes it look like that Pooter was as tall or taller than Trump. Yeah. It's all about perspective. When MacArthur was in Japan, there were rules to the emperor. Nobody had heard the emperor's voice until they announced that they were going to surrender. I mean, because he was, in their mind, he was a living god. And there's not supposed to be pictures or any of this stuff. He made sure there was pictures, and he also made sure that he stood next to him because he was so much taller than him. And you don't do that in Japan. They told him, you must always remain below the emperor. And he was like, screw that.
You guys just surrendered. I'll do what the hell I want.
And, we always talk about, what is it with, it's always the taller candidate for the most part that wins. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but I'd find it hard to think that a midget would be president. Little guy.
Little fella.
Tiny hands. So it's an interesting thing, because there's a certain optics that go with these things. That's why, the presentation thing for Trump is always that way. And he loves the fact that he is, what did you say? He was 5'7", Putin?
Yeah, 5'7".
And Trump is what, 6'3"?
He's 6'3".
That's a big difference right there.
Yeah.
And he wants the world to see it.
That's a half a foot difference.
If there was an actual fight, I think Putin would bury him.
Well, yeah, he's got low center of gravity.
It's just, you got to get underneath. And the fact that he's killed a whole bunch of people because he was in the KGB.
Well, and bears.
Bareback.
Like he's wrestled them shirtless.
Yeah. They were lucky. You're lucky, Mr. Bear. I did not crush your soul.
Russian Kodiak.
Turn you into Jogi. That's what I would do. Earlier today, Trump talking to Fox News.
So if you were to paint a picture of what perfect looks like coming out of Alaska today, what does that look like in your mind?
Look, it's not for me to negotiate a deal for Ukraine, but I can certainly set the table to negotiate the deal. And our next meeting will have President Zelensky and President Putin and probably me. I'd like to focus on doing our country, but I get these interruptions. I've solved 6 wars in 6 months when you think about it, and that's from Pakistan to India. That was going to be a terrible one. Planes being shot down. That was getting ready to flare, and then nuclear powers, and so many others. And
Trump, man, he's done a lot when it comes to all of these. He's really into peace, which is a wonderful thing. Isn't it great? Because we are the giant, we've flopped around a lot of places. We got to be honest with ourselves. There's probably I mean, is there any place we haven't tried to do something or done something?
The country has spent 92% of its existence embroiled in a armed conflict somewhere.
Yeah. We're either installing or overthrowing somebody, whether it be through force or through conniving. I mean, and the fact that we have a guy that's like, I don't want wars. It's not good for business. Speaking of wars, and I'm sure somebody said, what did somebody say? I was anti-Semitic?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm always anti-Semitic. That's what everybody always tells you because you can't have an actual conversation with people. So this is Lindsey Graham. I'm telling you guys, all you need to do is listen to the first 20 seconds to realize who are you people?
This is not a hard choice if you're an American. It's not a hard choice if you're a Christian. A word of warning, if America pulls the plug on Israel, God will pull the plug on us.
He said that out loud. So unless we support Israel, God is going to smite us? Is that what you're trying to tell us? That's insane. You know what Lindsey likes? He loves a good old-fashioned war. He loves to send other people's kids to die so big donors can get money. I was flabbergasted, he would say. And when you hear, that's why I say, like, AIPAC needs to register as a foreign lobbyist organization. That right there is crazy. It is absolutely insane. If you don't support Israel, what do you mean if I don't support Israel? If you don't love Israel, it says it in the Bible. That's the Old Testament, right? Then Jesus came, and then what happened? They said, nah, we don't think you're the Messiah. We think you're a wizard, some fakery. You're just and then God said, what? Well, you know what? All right, you guys feel that way. Israel's everybody, right? Everybody, all you Gentiles, everybody's Israel, not the government of Israel.
The Bible says God punished Israel.
Yes. Not the government. It didn't say you better support, the Hood Party.
Right.
It didn't say that. And it's not correct. People's like, Lindsey's correct. It's not correct. It's not. It's not correct. That's the thing. If we don't support, that's a bunch of baloney. It's this dispensation craziness that these people out there have where they think, that everything's got its own little area and that there's plan A for the Jews, plan B. And that came in from some guy named Darby. If you guys know who he is, go look him up. And the Schofield Bible. It's lunacy. And it's not about the Jews. It's about the actual party itself that is doing what it's doing. But to tell me, an American, when you hear people like Ted Cruz say one of the reasons, if not the reason he went to, to the Senate was to make sure and ensure that Israel survives. It's just crazy. I mean, think about that. These people put other countries first. That's insane.
This is not a hard choice if you're an American. It's not a hard choice if you're a Christian. A word of warning, if America pulls the plug on Israel, God will pull the plug on us.
Okay. No, that's not going to happen. Sorry. Yes, I've seen Randy Fine. People say, the Bible literally says you're proving how not Christian you are. Is that what it says? Show me that. You're going to give me the Genesis version of it? Go ahead. You want to play the game? I'll play it with you. You want to do it? Let's do it. Let's discuss it. This insanity that somehow that we have to support a government that uses us, that takes our money, gets us into all kinds of kerfuffles, bosses people around because they know behind them is the giant guy walking with the big stick. If you're the rapture people and you think, oh, yeah, that's what's going to happen. Okay, well, that's you. But if you're a Christian, how do you get to heaven? Out of curiosity. Ken, you're a believer. How do you get to heaven as a Christian?
Belief that Jesus was the Son of God and that he gave his life for our sins through the death, burial, and resurrection.
Okay. That's as a Christian, that's what you believe. As a Jew, you don't believe that. You don't believe that he was the Messiah. You believe he was no more than somebody. What did Ben Shapiro say? He was just somebody who tried to overthrow the Romans and got killed for his screwing around. It's not about the people. By the way, all of us are Israel. Once they didn't want to believe Jesus was the Messiah and that he was the second coming and then he was, God with the bod, if you will. Once that was done, he said, you guys are all Israel. That's it. I came, they rejected, we're moving on. You guys believe. Not that some place on a map is something. And for many of these people out there, these dispensationalists, you guys are pushing something because you're hoping to bring about some sort of end of days kind of stuff, which I just sit there and go, okay, because that's exactly it. The 5 red heifers. Did it say in the Bible where the red heifers are coming from? Like from Texas? Shipped in on a plane? No, it's insanity. We're supposed to be peacemakers. That's what we're supposed to be. And picking and choosing pieces of the Bible and all of this kind of stuff. I mean, go read the Talmud. Go see what it says. We can sit here all day and play it, but the fact is that people in our government are willing to take money and give their allegiance far more to a nation than the America First people like to think. And by the way, Israel, great. Have every right to exist, have every right to protect themselves. That's not about this. It's about the government. That's what this is about. And if they're supposed to be our friends, then we can be frank. Because that's what friends do. And you look at a friend and you say, dude, this isn't right. The world's turning against you. You're getting yourself in deeper and deeper. And this is going to go sideways fast as you start to expand into Gaza and settlements are starting to be set up and as you take over the West Bank. And the thing that you never wanted is going to start to happen. And we're it. So if you're a friend, you'd want your friend to tell you the truth. So we're going to do it. Do it. Ooh, a little bit of Jesus in myself. People are like, you need to go to church. I'm like, okay.
Just blindly follow.
Oh, my goodness me. Coming up, the welcome mat. He went and saw Cheap Trick last night.
That's right. He did.
And Rod Stewart. Rod was 80, and I think Matt said I couldn't have gotten up there and done it now, dancing around like that, let alone at 80, which is pretty...
They also said Rod didn't sound that great.
He did. He said he didn't sound that great. In fairness, he said that he wasn't feeling well and that his voice was struggle, so some stuff wasn't going to sound good.
So Cheap Trick sounded good, though.
Rod's
Stewart,
80.
He's 80. Yeah, he's 80.
He's 80 years old. Getting up there doing it. The last president we had was 80. He couldn't go up and down stairs. Think about that for a second. Didn't know where he was. Rod's still out there telling everybody, do you think I'm sexy?
Yes, sir.
All right. Coming up, wrap it up straight ahead. Matt's coming in. Jeff Benson Show, Super Talk 997. People are mad at me. Very pissed.
Mad at you?
Yeah.
Why would people be mad at lovable Chad?
Well, because Lindsey Graham. Did you hear Lindsey Graham?
I did not.
Okay, here, I'll play this for you because I just think it's hilarious about how we're all going to come to an end if we don't love Israel. America's done.
America pulls the plug on Israel, God will pull the plug on us.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that's a faith-based held belief.
It's an AIPAC belief. They twist it. It's the Old Testament versus, as a Christian, if you're a Christian, you believe Jesus was God with the bod, as I like to say. And they don't. They rejected him. And yet there's a group out there, the dispensationalists, who think, well,
so you're saying Lindsey doesn't really believe that? He just says that for the money?
Oh, I think a lot of those guys don't believe it. I think they say it for the money. Some of them are very religious, but some of them, I think some of them do it because AIPAC's throwing them tons of cash. You get a couple million.
So you think I believe in the Second Amendment because I'm a member of the NRA?
Are you a member?
Mm-hmm.
No. The Second Amendment, we know what the Second Amendment is. Right?
I guess maybe I'm not. I haven't paid dues.
You're not. Oh, now you're not even a good member of the NRA.
I mean, but that's the question, right? So if a politician takes money from the NRA, do they espouse their Second Amendment beliefs only because they take money from the NRA, or because they believe that and the money comes, it follows the belief?
No, I think for not all of them, but I think for a lot of them.
I mean, isn't that fair?
They come to you and ask you.
So anybody that takes money from AIPAC, they're just doing the orders of Israel instead.
Oh, absolutely. They're all doing it. Well, now, you may believe it to be true, but you may believe that you're all the stuff in the Bible. AIPAC comes to you. But if you say, no, I don't believe this, they spend millions getting you out.
So does the NRA.
Yeah, I know. So it's
how is AIPAC any different than any other lobbying organization?
They're not lobbying
I'm
for
not trying
America.
to argue with you. I'm just
they're
asking.
not lobbying for America. AIPAC is lobbying for Israel and what's best for them.
Right. As does every special interest that lobbies.
But that's a foreign country.
I'm not trying to argue with you,
but
Chad.
that's a foreign country.
No. I understand. They're a special interest group. There are plenty of foreign-based special interest groups that lobby in the United States of America.
Name one that has the power and sway that they do.
Chad, the NRA has tremendous power and sway.
Not even close to it. Go look at how much money they spend.
So your suggestion is that AIPAC controls politicians?
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
All of them?
Not all of them.
All of them that they give money to?
Yes. And by the way, here's the one thing. Name one group that gives money to everybody.
If Israel controls the Congress of the United States of America, which is what your suggestion, then
it has a lot of them on both sides. Last week, you had Ted Cruz and Chuck Schumer arm in arm about AIPAC. You're not going to find that anywhere else. The NRA's not getting them together.
I don't know, but the NRA gets like-minded people. They're a special interest group.
Yes. A special interest group that is lobbying on behalf of something we have in our Constitution. They're not lobbying on behalf of another country.
No, they lobby on behalf of their interests.
Yeah, but AIPAC is not. They're not registered as a.
Your suggestion is we should prevent special interest groups from lobbying on the part of their.
Special interest is fine. AIPAC is fine. Go lobby if you're.
It doesn't sound like you think
yes,
AIPAC
it does.
is fine.
I keep saying though they have to register as a foreign, like any other foreign group would.
Once again, what do you want to do about them? I'm just asking.
See, here's the thing. If you are if I'm here to lobby on Jordan's behalf, I have to go register. Everybody that I work with has to register. There are certain rules that they cannot get involved with in the process. AIPAC doesn't have to do that.
Uh-huh.
And they're lobbying only on behalf of Israel.
You seem very angry about AIPAC.
Yeah. Because they try to get me fired every day.
I mean,
every day. I get 30, 40, 50 phone calls to my other place. They try to get me fired on a daily basis. Because I question not Israel or the Jews. I'm part Jew. I question the government.
That's great.
Yeah.
I mean, I question you. I mean, I listen to your show too, but you have every right in the world to present your show the way that you want to.
We should be.
Right?
I think it's a fair thing to do. I just think it's ridiculous when you have a group that should be registered, and a lot of people think this, as a foreign interest group and not a lobby, not just a group here.
I don't believe because a particular politician has a particular viewpoint that means that they're automatically bought and paid for by a special interest like you seem to.
So none of them can ever be bought and paid for?
I didn't say that. When did I say that? Did I just say that?
You just said you don't believe.
No,
and
I
didn't
said
say
what I said. You just heard it.
No,
I'm going to go do my show. Thank you, Chad.